Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give it a few. It is 8 p.m. on the dot, East Coast time. Give it about a few minutes, let people get settled in from work, get people in the house, get kids settled and everything. Then we will get this director session going. We have a couple people. All right. I don't know if you guys are excited. I am, but I'm very excited for tonight's director session tonight. It's going to be a good one. All right, so like I said, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a good one tonight. Just about another minute, and we're going to get this party started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this director session is recorded and it will be in our library, our YouTube library. So you guys will be able to watch this back, rewatch it, and get a lot of great tips and ways going forward to when it comes to interacting with players and directive positively. So that's what we're going to be covering tonight. And we always like to kick these off with a little quote. But before then, again, my name is Christopher Buchanan. I am the East Area Manager. I try to get around and meet all new directors, club, regional, state, doesn't matter the level, just to try to have conversations and talk to everybody to see where you at, where you want to go, and where you want to be. When it comes to directing is extremely fun for me. I love doing it. I love interacting with everybody. I love talking to the players, directors, or just people who don't really understand the sport and what we actually do to get them a better light and better picture of what all that the directors do and behind the scenes and what the players get to witness. All right, so tonight we're going to be covering interacting with players and directors positively. We like to start this off with a little quote, and our quote is, "Come together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success," by Henry Ford. So to me, what the quote brings out is anybody can go to a bar on Tuesday night and throw bags. But if you're building something bigger than that, as far as some people call it family, something that takes people away from their day to day, somewhere people can come and they can trust you, they can throw, they're going to have a good time. It's not all about the competitions when it comes to certain things. People just want to come be around good vibes and good people and good energy. And you can see that with some of the club directors. Club directors have a lot of large followings, same with regionals and states. So you get everybody there together. That's your beginning. That's your foundation. That's your ground zero. Keeping everybody together. So it's a process and you progress with that. So the process with keeping everybody together is throughout times, things will change as far as the economy, what people have going on in life and things like that. The one thing that's consistent is you're that club director that's running every Thursday night. You're that regional director that's running a regional once a month that people look forward to. So that's the keeping together and then working together, finding different ways to win over your population and your crowd, doing different formats, different tournaments, and getting different people out to see what works, what doesn't work, and what you can do to go forward. So we'll go to the next slide. Our agenda for tonight, we're going to go over effective communication, building trust, positive reinforcement, empathy, and understanding. A couple key points to recap, a final thought, then we'll do a little Q&A. All right, so effective communication, a couple key principles for communication, your clarity, active listening. So there's different type of listening. Anybody can just listen just to listen, but if you actively listen and understand actually what the players or other directors are trying to get through to you, it comes again with constructive criticism. Just being able to active listen and apply what you're actually hearing from that person. And always keeping an open mind, open-mindedness. So just keeping an open mind. You might try to run a tournament and this don't work, but this will work. So just keeping that open mindedness of the whole situation where, okay, we tried this, it didn't work. It could have been a seasonal thing. It could have been it was too cold, it was too hot. Go around again and try it again and see what happens. You never know, you might get a better outcome. So just keeping your mind open, and a couple of tips to foster an open communication: create a safe environment. Excuse me. So when you create that safe environment, you're creating a culture around your events where if I'm going to go to this event, for example, in this state, I know it's going to be well ran. I know the director's very respectful. I know the director's running the tournament correctly. There's no issues. If there is issues, the director knows how to completely fix it within a timely manner. So with that being said, just create a safe environment where people can just come, have fun, bring their kids can throw, and it's just a safe, fun environment. Lead by the example. What lead by example is, as a director, you start off with the positivity. So everybody follow your lead. So yes, some days as directors, we are humans. We all work, we all do a lot of other stuff outside of the ACL and outside of cornhole. So we have kids, we have families, we have jobs. And then later on that night, for most of you or some of you, you're running league nights or you're doing some kind of big tournament on the weekend. So it's like, we all have our day-to-days, but it starts with you. So you lead from the front and you lead from example. With that being said, if you come in positive, joyful, and stuff like that, it's going to spread like wildfire. Somebody else could be having a day, but if you have that one-on-one communication or you communicate with them, good afternoon, how you doing? I hope your day was great, or something in those effects, then from there, it's going to change their mood, get them in a better mood. People are laughing, a couple people having drinks. You got kids sometimes come and play. So you're getting them out of the element to just take a load off. You had a rough day, you had a long day, come throw some bags and just relax and have a good time. Encourage feedback. I'm very particular on feedback. So any type of feedback, good feedback, bad feedback, what I can do to improve and things of that nature. So always welcome feedback. Some people just want to get their opinion and their voice out and want to be heard. Well, I have this great idea. I want to run this, and this. Or I think you should do this. Hear them out. Because within the mix of that, in your mind, don't completely shut them down, because you might actually be able to take parts and pieces from that and build something off of that. So we never just turn down. We let everybody get it out, respond to them, let them know that, hey, that's a good idea. Moving forward, you like even write down or type it in your phone, that's a good idea. We consider the logistics and see how we can run this and see if it's actual feasible to doing. So give them feedback when they're encouraging you about feedback. Be patient. Be patient with all players, all age groups, seniors, juniors, women's, men's, it doesn't matter. Be patient. Take a step back if you need to take a breath. Just be patient. Understanding that cornhole brings out the best in people, and you see people from all backgrounds, walks of life, and everything. So be patient and be persistent. So if you're doing something, just be consistent and persistent about it. Sometimes we like to change up, like I said, formats and stuff like that, but just be persistent in who you are, how you are as a director, and moving forward, the way you run your tournaments, the way you interact with people and stuff like that, and people will see. By implementing these tips, directors and players can create an environment that promotes open communication, leading to improved collaboration, innovation, and overall success. All right, building trust. Building trust, it is important to build trust in all forms of relationship with everybody that we interact with, whether it's for other directors, whether it's players, new, old. You have some players that have been playing a lot longer than some directors have been directing and understand cornhole. So it's just building that trust that you know what you're doing at these directors running the show. As a director, you run the show. You set the tone, you set the energy. That is all you as director saying. The more positivity you spread, the more it's going to continue to spread. Because you got to think, if you say something positive, once they leave that venue or your club night or anything like that, it's going to continue to spread. So continue to use the foundation of connections. It's easy to put on a smile and just go speak and talk to somebody. It is a beautiful thing to talk to people and see what they're going through, see how their day's going, see how they're just throwing the board, see how everything has built up to where they at in that point right there, especially when it comes to your venues. And most of you club directors, some reason you see your day-to-days. You know your people by first name, you know their kids, you ask them how they're doing, hope your wife's well and stuff like that. Sometimes you have the wife and a husband there. So it's just you're built that trust not only with that player, but possibly that player's family, which is going to build a bigger foundation going forward, because once they leave your venue, they're going to continue to go out and talk. Oh, I love playing at so-and-so's venue. A great person, great venue, is a great vibe, great energy. I will be back next week. And the more that builds, and the more that it goes, the more that your venue is going to grow, the more that you're going to see more players coming out. And sometimes not the players coming out just to play. They're coming out just to enjoy the vibe, enjoy the people, and enjoy the energy before they go home for the night to call it a night. So ways you can build that trust is consistency, transparency, and reliability. So always as the director, be as full transparent as you can be. The more that you put out there to be transparent, the less that somebody can poke a hole or ask questions. And that builds the foundation of trust that this director is completely upfront. It shows everything. They have questions, I'll let them know this is how I did it. There are no issues with bracket play, no issues with tournament. And it keeps that trust there so they know they're not going to have a bad, well, throwing, we can't control throwing, of course. But they know that if the draw they get is the honest draw, it wasn't redone, it wasn't anything like that. And that director is completely honest with them, would build that trust with that transparency. And just be reliable. Open communication, effective communication. Sometimes we have to not run league nights or not run regionals because of numbers. Just be full transparent. We're not able to run this week because we don't have enough players. Things are going on, especially towards like beginning of summer. You got a lot of high school proms, graduations, junior proms, summer dances, and stuff like that. So you're gonna run into a couple of weeks where you might not be able to run, but when you're transparent and stuff like that, you're going to see your numbers continue to grow because you've built that trust and that foundation moving forward. And with that, trust is essential for building strong, healthy, and lasting relationships. And with that, for me, like I started in Colorado. That's where my whole cornhole call career started as far as directing. And I had a great group of individuals that were there behind me to support me. Even it wasn't just cornhole, I can call and talk to them, can text them, anything like that. I built that relationship with all of them. And I'm actually looking forward to next week and going to see all of them again. So that's a trust that you build within people outside of cornhole that makes cornhole better. All right, and also it enhances communication, fosters collaboration, and creates a supportive environment where individuals can thrive together. So that trust you build will grow your numbers. All right, let's get into some positive reinforcements. All right, where'd you go? All right, the power of encouragement. We all know everybody when they show up to your venue, they show up to your thing. Some people practice, some people don't practice, and they expect they're just gonna go out there, they're gonna kill it. Just continue to build that encouragement to push people to push themselves and want to do better. And from there, words have meanings, and words mean a lot to a lot of people, even if it's something small or something big. And a couple types of positive reinforcements are verbal. Of course, talk to them. You can see the players that are throwing bad or make a bad shot or miss the shot or a roll or everybody they're trying to go, they get upset, throw it back, cuss loud, throw something like that. So with that, just continue to encourage them, give them accomplishments, acknowledgments, great job, well done. You might not got this one, but you got another one. It's double elimination. Hey, it's one game, one bad round, one bad. Continue to uplift them up, and you'll be amazed with wonders what verbal can do. Some rewards. Hey, you didn't win tonight. I've seen a lot of people now recently like first loser award, which is like a more of a funny award for like that close network you built. So they know that's not like an insulting award, but it's more just to like uplift your spirits. Hey, you won something tonight, you did something. Some people have treats and gifts and stuff like that as far as like mints or something at the table, something like that, just to get somebody up there, just to if it's gonna be all right. As directors, try to talk to all your players. Try to talk to anybody that comes to your venue. Try to talk to new people that don't understand the sport. The more that we talk, the more that we continue to be positive, the more that it spreads. Privileges and opportunities. So with this one, as far as the positive reinforcement, giving people a little bit behind the scenes actions for us directors, because we have those onesies and twosies, directors, not directors, but helpers that's always there, help us set up, help us tear down. They're always asking questions. Well, how do you run this bracket or how do you do that? It's okay to just let them see you, show them, because you got to think we're building the next wave of directors, the next wave of positivity. You don't want to be standoffish or hostile anytime anybody asks a question when it comes to anything. Just respond positively, give them a legit answer. Sometimes we get busy, depending on the size of your tournament. Sometimes you get overwhelmed. Sometimes you have a lot going on, and it's just you're trying to hurry up and make sure your bracket's moving. You're trying to hurry up, make sure that you're keeping the overall group moving. So if somebody's asking the questions, probably say, hey, just give me a moment. Once I'm done with this and I get this bracket out, I get right back to you. You give me a few, I'll take care of your needs, or you give me a few, I can ask all the questions you want. I just need to get this bracket plan so we don't have too many people sitting around. If you come to any of the opens, Michael and Thena are beautiful at this. There are a lot of moving pieces, and they are like the superstars at the director's table. Everybody wants to talk with Michael and Thena, and I absolutely love it. So when it comes to that, there's questions that they want to ask them to pick their brain, but we can be in the middle of a set them a pro bracket or in the middle of starting rounds or something like that. So once they get started, they the guy or the girl still standing around. It was like, okay, now how may I help you? Or good morning, good afternoon, how you doing? And from there, they tackle the question, not looking at the computer, giving you undivided attention. And that's one thing that I'm decent at, but I'm learning more. Like when somebody's talking to you, give them your undivided attention. They're going to understand that and respect that a lot more than you're trying to multitask as a director and do this, that, and the third. So I will really highly recommend completing whatever bracket you're doing, your computer, tablet, whatever you have out there, and from there actually talk to the person and give them your undivided attention. And then with the social recognition, as you can see on Facebook, as you can see on Facebook, like the more that you push out on social media, the more that people are. Something recently that is getting ready to come up for Virginia. Virginia has their state tournament coming up at the end of June. They have brought out Battle of the Clubs, and with me being in this area, I follow a lot of people from Virginia and a lot of directors from Virginia, and I'm in some of their group chats. So the excitement for Battle of the Clubs and how they're tackling this is just, I love to see it. I love to see cornhole talk. I love to see people get excited about an upcoming tournament. I just love to see people get involved. So that's what social recognition, like in the earlier the better. So the state director put it out early enough, put out the guidelines. This is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to do that. And from there, it's just been a buzz. Everybody's excited. Make sure they got the right people on their team and try to take down this club, this Battle of the Club. So I'm looking forward to see how that plays out for them and just the buzz that they created with that. So I will also say no matter how small your tournament is, on a weekend, league nights, regionals, always post winners. It's just the little things that they like to share. Oh, I went down to this person venue and I got second. It might not seem like a big deal, but people love to share and reshare posts what they did at their accomplishments, especially when it comes to cornhole. And it gets more people talking. The more we share, the more we put it out there, the more people are gonna be like intrigued to see what are we doing, what is this about, and they want to go out there and try to win. All right. And with all that being said, positive reinforcement is a powerful tool for encouraging desired behaviors across various settings. By using effective reinforcement strategies, individuals and organizations can create supportive environments that promote growth, motivation, and success. So don't forget to always just use some type of positive reinforcement with your players, with fellow directors. We have a lot of people that step up and help. Like helpers to me are the best background workers in the ACL. People that get there early with us just to help us set up, just to help us tear down, stay late. Even though they lost early in the bracket, they stayed late. They played a couple side games and they help us put up all of our boards and stuff like that. Like those are some of our most positive, great people, and we have to continue to make sure we recognize them and tell them thank you, because they don't have to. They can lose and go home like a lot of people. They don't have to come in early. They don't have to leave late. But as directors, we understand and take on that responsibility, and we take pride in it. So we're going to go, that leads in perfectly into empathy and understanding. So it is important to have empathy with people life is life. So everybody goes through a different phase of life than what we know. Some people can have extremely bad days, and cornhole is their outlet, cornhole is their peace, cornhole is what get them through their days and their nights. So we have to understand it as directors that cornhole it relaxes a lot of people, even though it can get competitive, even though you can get stressed with the shots you want to do and stuff like that. It is still a lot of people's peace, and they get their energy from that and keeps them moving forward. So we have to understand that some people just need to come hang out, throw a couple bags, and just get a couple laughs. And they just want to be around good people. And some techniques to understanding your player's perspective. Again, active listening is one of the biggest ones. Active listening is undivided attention. You listen to what they're saying. If they take a pause, you reiterate, like ask a question within the ask. If somebody's talking about a new bracket, a new tournament, or a fun idea to do, just repeat what they're saying. Just ask them the question. So do you mean you think this will work like that? And from there, they can say, okay, well, they're really listening to me, and this might be a possibility. I know I've seen some directors get on Facebook and say, okay, we're going to take a vote. We're going to do crew cup tonight. We can do walk-in doubles. We can do BYB or blind draw. Like, they get the public's opinion to see what people like to do to bring in a bigger crowd. And I think that's very smart. Because now you're involving players. Players feel wanted and their opinions of value when they have an option. Well, we can possibly do blind draw if I get enough people, possibly get a great partner tonight, or we can do BYB tonight. So it's like you're reinforcing their values within your club or what you're going through down there at your league. Feedback and surveys. I would say even you leave a little three acts, like when you have your bracket going and everything's running smooth, just walk around, talk to players. Or players that just talk to players and see where they're at and see what they're thinking about. At all opens and stuff, I get a chance to get out and walk around, just get people opinion. Hey, how you think the layout went? How you think how's everything going and stuff like that, just to get people's opinion. And from there, write a few things down, have a conversation, and we might be able to use some improves that, because players see some things we don't see because we have a lot going on. We're focused on brackets, focused on internet, focused on making sure everything's good, everybody's having a good time. Some people's playing music, making sure their bar is good, the food's been served. So we have a lot of moving parts. So it's good to see others' opinions or hear others' opinions and get other people's feedback with that. And that incorporates the player input of decision. That's where it goes back to coming up with fun ideas or switching up. This week is blind draw, next week's crew cup, to get more people out, just to have fun. It's not always about competition. Some people just want to throw bags and have fun. So I see a lot of crew cup out there. A lot of different team elements that people are doing, just to get people out of the house to have a good time. And always create that trusted environment. Trust is big. Once you lose trust, it's like you're doing a lot to rebuild yourself, rebuild your character and who you are. Be transparent. Be upfront. Anybody have questions, don't be afraid to show or answer the questions. The more you upfront, the more they can see what you're actually doing. We know boards, tablets, everything that we do costs. Your time costs. A lot of people do this out the kind of their hearts when it comes to payouts and stuff like that, but just keep being positive about it. Keep being transparent. Keep letting people know that I'm here for you guys as the players. And as an area manager, I see all of the time, effort that you all put in to run these tournaments. And we're really grateful because it starts at the bottom level, the club, directors, the regional, state. You all are doing a fantastic job out there, keeping these tournaments running, keeping people positive, keeping people coming in day in and day out. So pat on the back to all of you out there that's doing great jobs with that. All right, we're going to do a quick recap real quick. So we went over effective communication, building trust, positive reinforcement, empathy, and understanding. We're here now talking over key points and going to recap. Overall, I always say everything starts with the director. You directors are absolutely fantastic. You guys out there, you guys and girls out there are doing great stuff for not only the ACL, but you're doing great stuff for yourself, your city, your county, and your state. I will continue to give all of you high praise because you guys out there every night. Before you get off work, you go set up, everybody goes home, you tear down, and you go home. So we're extremely grateful for you all, and we thank you all for everything that you do to continue to build and continue to grow cornhole in your area and the ACL. With positivity, that is a long-term benefit with how you react and interact with players. I can tell you I've been to a lot of tournaments across the states, and I will go back to a lot of them just because interaction. It's not just for me to go play, it's just for me to go talk, have a good time, see what people are thinking, see what people are doing. How can we help better the ACL and cornhole going forward? Believe me when we say we hear and see everything, and there's always conversations. We do a lot of active listening, and from there, we're going to apply a lot when it comes to the active listening. It's not just okay, we hear you. No, we hear you, but things do take time. So, with that being said, final thoughts. I thought about this for a while here, but final thoughts is effective leadership is not about being in charge. It's about creating an environment where every voice is heard, players feel value, and every choice aligns with collective goal. So you're building a foundation at your league night. You're building a foundation at your regionals or your state. And with that, I'm seeing that within the state of Virginia right now. I'm using that because the Battle of the Clubs is just like the Border Wars that Athena and them are doing. Like it just builds it up to where when it comes, everybody's excited to do it. So with that, it's just like you can see with the Battle of the Clubs for Virginia, everybody's fighting. Oh, I want to play for this club, I want to play for that club. They trust that director, they trust that area, and they want to represent that director in that area of that club. So it shows a lot on people, and it shows a lot on you as a director when you have people that want to fight to represent you or fight to represent the club, which is a beautiful thing. So continue to do great things out there, and remember, just because you're a director don't mean that you're in charge. A lot of people being in charge don't mean that they're good at it. So be positive, reinforce that positivity within your players, within your communities, and create that environment that players feel like if I say something, the director will hear me, or the director will at least explain to me why we're doing it this way, not that way. Just take a moment and take a step back, and I promise you, you will love the results. And from there, we're going to do a little Q&A. So I have a couple of you online. Anybody have any questions? Any way you can turn a situation from it seems like negative to positive, regain control of tournaments or anything like that? I am here for you. Okay, 2010, got it. Let's see what you say. Any questions for anybody out there? Oh yeah, Michael. Signature number 3 is going to be great. If you guys are able to make it, please come out. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. As long as I got Athena and Michael at these opens, positivity is just they will give you all the positivity you want. There's no way you can not be positive. Absolutely love it. No matter what's going on in bracket play, a tournament did this, a tournament did that. Those two can turn a bad bracket into an amazing rainbow of sunshines. Absolutely love being around these two. Athena and Michael are a great source of positivity. So if you're at an opening having a bad day, just walk by. I promise you, it's just like the energy just transfer. You will automatically turn positive. Oh, we're gonna challenge this certificate. All right. Mm. Positive that we're gonna get that certificate. That's the positivity we're bringing, Michael. Game on. We're gonna give about another 30 seconds and we're gonna close this one up for the night. Again, I thank you all for tuning in tonight. Um, absolutely love talking and working with all the players and directors that cornhole brings me around. It is a beautiful thing. Continue, especially directors, continue to push positivity. It's a game changer. Take a moment, talk to the players, talk to other directors, see what they're doing. Encourage feedback, encourage social media, continue just pushing forward. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Even if you feel like venues are hard to get or it's hard to keep a certain number of people in, continue to fight. The reward is always worth it in the end. And you directors are doing amazing jobs out there. It is not going unnoticed. Continue to just be positive, continue to push forward. I promise you, these players are very appreciative to what you guys do in and out, staying late, getting there early. And it was shown in. Again, I am Christopher Buchanan. I am the area manager for the East. I thank you all for your time tonight. Have a great night.